Great. Okay, I believe we can get going now. Tony, we're good, right?
Yep.
Okay. Right, whenever Mayor Pro Tem Costello would like to start.
Okay, I'm going to call to order the special city council meeting, Bishop, for 8 a.m. Thursday, July 23rd to order. And would you stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance? And I'll lead the pledge this morning.
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. We have roll call, Robin.
Councilmember Mohovy,
Here.
Councilmember Ellis,
Here.
Councilmember Schwartz,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Costello.
Here.
Mayor Smith is absent and excused.
All right, now we have public comment. Robin, is there any public comment this morning?
Nope, none received.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is the consent calendar. And all matters under the consent calendar are considered routine by the city and will be acted on by one motion. Everybody have a chance to look those over?
Yeah, I just had one question. Is the audit on 5A2, is that the same base price as last year's? Because I know last year we actually had to do, they ended up charging us more than originally intended because it was a lot more work than they had anticipated. And so I was just wondering if this was the base price from last year or if they upped it since then.
I'm assuming it's the same base price, but I can check with Jenny and be sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it went up last year because we changed accounting systems and they had to move a lot of stuff over. Any other discussion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented.
And no public comments have been received.
Okay, thank you. Have a second? Okay, sounds like Jim. All right, can we have the vote?
Councilmember Mohovy,
Yes.
Councilmember Ellis,
Yes.
Councilmember Schwartz,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Costello.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right,
Motion passes 4-0.
And on to new business. So we have the first reading of an ordinance to add chapter 3.52, community safety and essential services transactions and use tax to Title III of the Bishop Municipal Code, and adoption of a resolution calling an election to be held on November 3rd, 2020 on the adoption of a transaction and use tax measure.
So I'd be happy to speak to that if I may. The city attorney's office has been working with the state of California in terms of making sure that everything is set to go, assuming that the voters will approve the transactions and use tax measure that is on the ballot for this November. In our efforts to coordinate with the state who will be administering and collecting this tax, we sent them a copy of the ordinance that we approved for the first reading last month. And they suggested that we add just minor language so that it is in compliance with their current best practices with their transactions and use taxes. And they suggested that we add just a little bit more language, nothing too substantive. That language is included in the staff report and in the attached revised version of the ordinance. It's verbatim except for just this additional language defining a retailer engaged in business. So it's just additional language that they prefer to have in these ordinances. They can more efficiently administer and collect the tax. Also before you is a resolution placing this revised version of the ordinance on the November ballot so that we can transmit everything to the county in time for their deadlines. And so that's the reason for the special meeting today, is to get this proper version of the ordinance adopted, the proper resolution calling the election for this ordinance approved and sent to the county in time.
I mean, it seems pretty straightforward, and we're just being compliant with state law. So
It is.
All right, any
Good to
other
me.
discussion? Yeah, I think so too. All right, and before we ask for public comment, I wanted to thank Karen and Stephen for your work on the argument for the proposition. They did most of the work. I just asked for a couple of little tiny changes. So
I'm glad it got your thumbs up.
yeah, it was good. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, is there any public comment?
No public comments received.
Okay,
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve the first reading of the attached ordinance and adoption of the attached resolution calling an election to be held November 3rd, 2020 on the adoption of the transactions and use tax measure.
I'll second
By
that
title.
motion.
By title only, please.
By title only, yes.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you.
we have the vote.
Resolution number 2020-23, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Bishop, State of California, submitting the Bishop Community Safety and Essential Services Measure to the voters at the November 3, 2020 general municipal election and taking certain related actions. Councilmember Mahovey,
Yes.
Councilmember Ellis,
Yes.
Councilmember Schwartz,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Costello.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes 4-0.
All right, and that concludes our business today. So we're going to adjourn until our next scheduled meeting of August 10th, 2020 at 6 p.m.
Mr.
Thank you,
Mayor,
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr.
Thank
Mayor,
you.
one thing,
Oh,
Yeah.
Stephen,
Yeah,
the base amount last year was 22,650. The base amount this year is 23,650, 1,000 more.
okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't the extra 15.
Hey, and I wanted to thank Ron for getting that letter to our state representatives out so fast. Appreciate that.
The Board of Supervisors is considering a similar letter this morning at 8:30.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll end the meeting now.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.